Appreciate it.
No problem, sir. This is really exciting. I mean, this is really going to be from the layout of it and just that initial concept. This is going to be beautiful.
Yes, I mean, this is something that we've been working on for probably almost a year now. Last July, we were awarded by the state of Illinois through the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity a $10 million capital grant that was awarded to our organization, and we also manage the meeting of the Great Rivers National Scenic Byway, which is the 33-mile stretch from Hartford to just north to Pere Marquette State Park, really the area of the confluence of the Mississippi, Illinois, and Missouri rivers. And we were awarded this $10 million capital grant to really help develop and enhance the product, not only for us as residents, but for visitors who travel to the National Scenic Byway from all over the year on an annual basis. And so Piasol Park is the first project of others that we're going to be unveiling over the next year.
Wow. That's and just from that, the initial press release and the concept art, I'm really seeing a lot of great ways for, folks that are coming in to check out the location and visitors to have a really interactive experience right there to help them get more in tune with what they're going to explore.
Well, absolutely. And, we looked at several locations for this Discovery Center project, but knowing the need for redevelopment at Piasol Park, all the recent, over the last, several years, vandalism and other things, and the unwanted things that we do not want in our community have been happening there. And this is Piasol Park, and working in conjunction with the city of Alton, we determined this would be the best location. And we're really doing two projects, really. We're creating a new experience where we can celebrate the Byway and the many communities that make up the Byway, and being able to tell the story of each of those communities and the history of the National Scenic Byway and the three rivers and all the great things with the natural resources and nature-based tourism product that happens in the region. We just thought this would be a good location. And taking a look at the Piasol Park itself, the parking lot, and knowing the need for updated public restrooms and amenities, places for people to pull off and discover and learn more about the Piasol bird, and then being able just to handle the increase in motor coach business that is coming to the region from all the different tour operators we're working with around the Midwest. We just knew that it was a needed facility. We're kind of outgrowing our facility, our Alton Visitor Center there at 200 Piasol Street. And so we'll move everything to this new Discovery Center. And this is just a first look. We've had some input meetings with the city and the Park District, and now we're taking it to the public. And this will be an opportunity tomorrow at 2 o'clock for the public to weigh in with their ideas or what they like or don't like, maybe some suggested changes, and listen to them and take those public comments into advice, and then we hope to be out for public bid late summer, and hope to award a general contractor late this fall and start turning dirt in 24.
Wow, that's a pretty quick quick turnaround after a lot of development, a lot of planning goes into this, but it's great to see that relatively quickly we'll see some progress start getting made.
Well, we hope so. That's the plan. We hope that construction prices or materials will continue to go down, because this will involve a lot of stonework, a lot of wood, a lot of glass, and so we're hopeful that as prices continue to go down a bit, and we'll find a general contractor following state procurement guidelines and bid laws. We hope to have our ducks in a row and working with our design team, be ready to go sometime late this summer, late summer, to put out for bid, and hope that we have some successful bids for this project and others along the Byway.
Yeah, absolutely. And one quick question I do have is just seeing that layout. You are kind of catty corner right next to ConAgra. Have they been willing to work with you guys and develop a relationship to make sure it's efficient?
Yes, so we've been having conversations with Art and Mills, And obviously, there's a truck parking lot there that we've been working with them on. Initial designs have us redesigning their parking and landscaping it and shielding it. But there's also conversations ongoing with the city and Arden Mills to see if there's a better use of that property and a better use for them somewhere within the area. But right now, we're really focused on the area that is existing Piasol Park. Everything that you see in initial drawings with the Discovery Center and the redesign of the parking lot itself can happen in its existing footprint. But to work with Arden Mills and to really clean up that gateway or that entry point into the city of Alton is critical. Yep. They agree, and so all parties are working. It's all kind of coming to a head, and we're all working around the same table to make sure we get this done for the betterment of the National Scenic Byway and the region and the city of Alton.
Well, and that's great to hear, and some great insights. And one last question, just on this specific project. And I was looking through the press release, and something I thought was really cool was this landing platform that you guys are kind of thinking about doing, and having that in that initial press release. What a beautiful opportunity for anyone for a great photo op, or even just to see the river on top of that location. That's a big hit for me.
Yeah, this was one design element we'll talk about tomorrow. Obviously there's been some issues with people getting into the caves or in the bluffs area. That is obviously not safe to do, and so we plan on not doing anything with the caves. Those are not structurally sound to be putting visitors in, and it's just not an option. So we're trying to figure out how to decoratively screen those entry points, but also giving a unique observation point for visitors to be able to not only see into the cave from an observation deck, but also high enough up that you can see the Mississippi River. And it's just a design element. We also are looking to have areas in the parking or areas along Piasol Park where you can stop and have a coffee, or just to meet with your friends, or kind of take a respite before you head up north or south on the bike trail. And so again, just providing some visitor amenities that are much needed, that currently don't exist at Piasol Park.
Absolutely. And Mr. Jobe, what I thought was really cool in this press release is that you gave credit too for this, regional leaders over the, past 15 years, and just kind of, kind of just bringing to light that development of that Byway corridor master plan that was created in 2007. And that's always great to highlight. But I also wanted to ask you too about some of these upcoming projects. This is just one of many. Can you fill us in on some details coming down our pipeline?
Yeah, so another area yes, and we have to give credit. There's been so much that's been done. Yeah. I think sometimes Altonians we don't think there's things happening, but there has been so much that's been done over the years, and there's a lot happening now. And I think Altonians don't realize that we are a major tourism attraction here in the Midwest. People come here for our great outdoor adventure product, our nature-based tourism product, the Mississippi River. I mean, we have so many cool things happening right now, and along the Byway, we're another area we're going to focus on is up at Hartford, around the Lewis and Clark Confluence Tower. We're in the design planning stages of that project right now, working with the village and businessman Brian Campbell there in the area. We're going to be redesigning the grounds of the tower, making them more visitor friendly, adding more visitor amenities, increasing and creating new product within the museum component of the tower, and how we can really elevate that experience. That tower was built more than 20 years ago to celebrate the 200th anniversary of the Lewis and Clark expedition, and not much has been done since then. And so we hope to bring those visitor amenities into the 21st century, and also be able to connect with travelers who are traveling and wanting to stop and take in history and learn about our history. And so more will be coming on that later this spring and early summer as we unveil plans for that project as well.
Well, and you hit on a great point there earlier, Cory, just with what you were saying with being a destination, and we really are. There were so many times this summer, right when I was coming back into town to get this show going, that there was folks from all over the place coming in and just visiting Alton and experiencing the just the Riverbend community and up and down to Grafton and beyond that to Pierre Marquette. And, that's got to be a great, great feeling for you in your position. I got to ask you, what is this Byway Discovery Center? I know you have a plethora of accomplishments that you're proud of. Is this one of the bigger ones for you?
Well, product development is critical. We know we have people coming from all over the world to this region. We in our 6-county region, we have 2 wonderful national scenic byways, yes. Route 66 and the Great River Road. And it's the only place in the country that those 2 scenic byways intersect with each other. And so that's a great branding position to have. People from all over the world know Route 66 and the Great River Road. Product development is key. We got to contend. We're not over tourist by any means. A lot of areas in the country are over tourist. We're not. And so we have a long way to go, but what we're trying to do along the byway, this is a big step in the right direction, and it's a big team effort from Governor Pritzker to former Senator Rochelle Crow to the city of Alton and Mayor Goins and Alderman Allen and Alderman Strable, who have been meeting with us on this project. This is the first step of much more that we have to do, but it's a great first step as we develop and really make our National Scenic Byway kind of a first-class destination here in the Midwest.
Absolutely. And Mr. Jobe, before I let you go, if you could, just preview the informational meeting tomorrow and just give us a little bit of a preview of what we can expect when we walk through the doors.
So tomorrow, it's the monthly meeting of the Alton Riverfront Advisory Commission. I happen to chair that on behalf of the mayor. We'll have our general meeting, but there's one public discussion point, and that is Piasaw Park and the Byway Discovery Center at Piasaw Park. Our entire design team will be in town. We'll be presenting kind of our initial thoughts on it. We'll have display boards that will show in greater detail the project and the inside of the project in terms of a square footage space and those sorts of design elements that we think will enhance the Discovery Center project, and then take questions from interested citizens. It's open to the monthly meeting's always open to the public, and it's going to be at 2 p.m. It's usually about an hour. It'll be 2 p.m. at City Hall within the council chambers there at the City Hall in Alton.
Absolutely. And Cory, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning here as we're just talking about the developing news. If you're just joining into that Byway Discovery Center and so much more planned from Great Rivers and Routes, keep up the great work, sir. And anytime you want to come on and give us a little bit more insight or break us some developing news even, you are more than welcome to do so. And thank you for your time.
Well, CJ, thank you so much. I appreciate your coverage. Have a good morning.
You too. At 9:35 on this 27th day of March, we'll take a quick break. Our daily show rolls on right after this in downtown Alton.